Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Opinion Stated, where I give unfiltered, opinionated sports takes. Let's go. Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic. I want to welcome you back to my channel, Opinion Stated. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Excited to be joining you this evening for my brand new home studio setup. Feels like I haven't recorded a video in eons, and it's literally only been 3 days. I'm like so committed to this channel, and I'm having so much fun with it. So today I wanted to come to you to discuss the 2024 NBA offseason big moves and free agency. Yo, we've seen a lot of different things happen, a lot of movement around the league, a lot of signing trades, a lot of extensions, and people signing pretty significant deals. So I want to dig into that today. So yeah, let's get right into it. First and foremost, you'll see that this information I was able to get a load up from CBSSports.com, the 2024 NBA free agency player rankings tracker. Number one on this list, of course, would be one LeBron Ramon James, who signed and agreed to a 2-year, $104 million deal with a player option, I think, on that second year. So, you know, maybe he'll be a Laker next season. Maybe he'll opt for more money. He did take a bit of a pay cut, took a shaving of about $3 million, it was reported, to keep the team under that second apron, which allows a little bit more flexibility for the Lakers, keeps them from having to have their future draft pick, I can't remember when it is, 2030, 2029, something like that, frozen, so that they wouldn't be able to move it in deals, etc., to package with players as the season goes on. The Lakers didn't make any real significant moves in the offseason, literally only drafting Dalton Connect, Bronny James at number 55, and then signing J.J. Redick to the new head coaching spot. So that being the Lakers. Number two on this particular list will be Paul George, who agrees to a 4-year deal to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Incredible move for the Sixers. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Tyrese Maxey, speaking of the Sixers, actually agreed to a 5-year, $204 million contract as well. $51 million a year for that young man. Get your bread, young man. Get your bread. James Harden signed or agreed to a 2-year deal worth $70 million, $35 million a year for James Harden moving forward over the next 2 seasons. Incredible for him. Not sure what that team is going to look like since the Paul George departure, but it'll be exciting to take a look at them. As well on this particular list is Pascal Siakam. Pascal was traded or joined the Indiana Pacers in a trade last season from Toronto, and he's a really, really good fit. So I was excited about this 4-year deal for Pascal Siakam that keeps him locked in with the Pacers here, you know, for the foreseeable future. Next up, OG Anunoby, who was also traded over to the New York Knicks mid-season last year. And OG agreed to a 5-year, $212.5 million deal. Man, shout out to OG. Get your money, bro. Let me hold $5. Man, that's a significant amount of money. But OG has progressively gotten better every single year in this league. So he's one of those players that I actually look forward to seeing play because he plays so hard on both ends of the court. And other New York Knicks news, former center of the New York Knicks, Isaiah Hartenstein, who had a breakout season with them, actually agreed to a 3-year, $87 million deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man, he just helped to round out that Oklahoma City team, who were the number one seed in the Western Conference last year, or over the course of this particular last season. And so bolstering their inside presence and that of Chet Holmgren, with pairing him up with Isaiah Hartenstein, I think is going to make them formidable. They should definitely be a tough outing this particular year. DeMar DeRozan, or this upcoming season, I mean, DeMar DeRozan will be departing Chicago in a 3-year deal. He signed with the Sacramento Kings to join Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. I'm kind of excited to see how that trio is going to be able to get it done. I believe Sacramento missed the playoffs this past season, which I was actually shocked by. So I'm actually curious to see if DeMar DeRozan, I certainly expect him to anyway, in my opinion. I think they'll definitely be a playoff team in a very stacked Western Conference this upcoming season. And on this list as well, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, small shooting guard rather, for the Denver Nuggets this past season and for the last couple of years. Won a championship with them season before last. And, he departed to join the Orlando Magic. Shocking. 3-year, $66 million deal. Get your money, brother. Malik Monk agreed to a 4-year deal to remain a Sacramento King. Malik has been very integral in their success, so I'm excited about that for him as well. And then Emmanuel Quigley, agreed to a 5-year deal, $175 million at that, to remain with the Toronto Raptors. Emmanuel Quigley has been playing very, very well with them. So excited for him as well. Congratulations, bro. Klay Thompson, in huge news, kind of heartbreaking. Break out the violin, the wine, the cheese, etc. For those folks in the Golden State area, man, they're losing one of the Splash Brothers, an integral part of all of their success, over the years and those championship runs, that dynastic run. He agreed to a 3-year deal, $50 million deal at that, to join Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and the cast in Dallas. Man, more on that later, but that's certainly going to make Dallas, a tough out this season, I expect. In other news, Obi Toppin, who played very, very well after joining the Indiana Pacers, agreed to a 4-year, $60 million a year deal. Come on, Obi, $20 million a year, bro. Congratulations to him, man. He's been playing very well. Super excited for him. Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris will be departing the Philadelphia 76ers. He signed a 2-year, $52 million deal with the Detroit Pistons, $26 million a year going to that young man. Incredible. Nicholas Claxton, one of my favorite players in the league. Man, this kid just plays so hard. And his work ethic is, not that I've watched him practice per se, but I'm a bit of, I guess, if I had to be a fan of anybody still, I'm a grandfathered in fan of the New Jersey Nets, so a Nets fan, before I started to let kind of the team favorite aspect and picking my horse, and that's my horse and I'm gonna ride with them. But I'm still a fan of the team to a degree. But I certainly love Nicholas Claxton and so happy for him, man, with that $100 million a year deal, $25 million a year going to him. Let me hold $5, bro. Incredible, man. Congratulations, bro. Keep up the hard work. D'Lo picked up his $18.7 million player option to remain an LA Laker. Not sure if he'll stay on the team for the full year. In my opinion, I don't think that D'Lo's a good fit for what they do and what they actually want to do. So I think that they'll probably deal him or look to deal him as the season goes on. I think he'll come out, playing pretty hot. So hopefully he'll prove me wrong and will be a good fit for the new JJ Redick style of offense. And they won't move him because I actually do like D'Lo as a player. Bruce Brown, the team picked up their $23 million option for Bruce. Bruce has been a consummate role player and just playing really, really well in his role and executing, even since those days when he was with the Nets that I just spoke about. So I'm a fan of Bruce Brown, happy that he got his money. Gary Trent and Tyus Jones are actually unrestricted free agents. I'm not sure where they've landed. If they landed by the recording of this particular video, I'm not really sure. But I'll keep you guys posted if I hear anything between now and the time that I get it up. Miles Bridges, power forward for the Charlotte Hornets, actually agreed to a 3-year, $75 million deal, $25 million a year going to him. Isaac Okoro, Markelle Fultz, restricted and unrestricted free agents haven't signed just yet. Malik Beasley is on the move from Milwaukee over to Detroit to play with young Cade Cunningham and the bunch. $6 million 1-year deal for him. Congratulations, Malik. Get your money, bro. Patrick Williams, power forward for the Chicago Bulls, agreed to a 5-year, $90 million a year deal. So, yeah, shout out to Patrick, man. Good stuff, bro. Keep going. Keep the hard work up. Your future is bright, of course. Jonas Valanciunas, in a very surprising move to me. I was kind of perplexed by this one. He agreed to a 3-year, $30 million a year deal. I'm not surprised at the $10 million that he accept, you know what I mean, that he went out and got. But I'm just shocked that he actually left the New Orleans Pelicans team, because I felt like he was such an integral part of what they did, and had so much upside and potential for their future, that it was really perplexing to me that he decided to leave. But I wish him all the best in Washington. Seems to be like a basketball purgatory of sorts. I don't know, man. Washington just can't seem to get it right. I'm actually from Washington D.C., so Wizards fans, no offense, man, but God, man, we can't get it right, bro. We need some get right. What's going on, bro? We get some respectability to basketball in the nation's cap, or what? Caleb Martin, who will be on the move also, very integral in the success of the Miami Heat in seasons past, is on the move. He agreed to a deal to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Speaking of the 76ers parted ways with Nicholas Batum. He agreed to a 2-year, $9.6 million a year contract with the LA Clippers. And then last but not least, DeAnthony Melton, speaking of 76ers, will also be on the move to the Golden State. He agreed to a 1-year, $12.8 million a year deal. Congratulations, bro, to join Steph Curry and the bunch in Golden State. Speaking of Golden State, Gary Payton Jr., GP, the second, picked up a $9.1 million player option to remain on the team. I think he fits with their style of offense and style of play, so I'm excited for him. Congrats, GP, on another huge contract for you, and going into another year, bro, to keep getting better and better. Excited for you. And then finally, Buddy Hield departed that Philadelphia 76ers team and organization also to agree to sign with, or rather on a sign and trade, $21 million a year sign and trade deal to join that Golden State, team, that aforementioned team. Now, listen, man, I'm not saying that Buddy Hield is Klay Thompson, but I'm saying I think that they did well with this trade. I think that at the least, he can provide what Klay was doing, or what the expectation for Klay to provide for that offense. I think that Buddy Hield is in a perfect position to handle some of that. So, that has been, what's been happening in terms of free agency so far in the league. And, yeah, man, I think that, those moves have helped to shore up some holes in some of these teams, shore up some weaknesses, and to strengthen some. And, for some, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, exciting moves nonetheless. But now, I really would like to get into a a bit of the meat of this video and talk about the 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 most impactful moves that were made, in my opinion, so far in this 2024 NBA offseason free agency. Number one would be, this cat KCP, man, who decided to join the Orlando Magic, as I was spoke of before. So Kentavious Caldwell Pope, has been another one of those consummate professionals, man, a very good role player. He has a lot of value that he adds to, the organizations that he plays with. He brought, very, very good value to the Lakers when he was there, won a championship with them, and then won a championship with Denver as well. I think that he adds value also to this young Orlando core. Um, the um, the Wagner brothers, signed extensions, and obviously, they have a very, very, very nice young core, and nice young team, building. So I think that he's going to add some value there. It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm excited about this, and I think that this is one of the big moves that was made. So shout out to KCP and the Orlando Magic. Next up, D Rose came home, and so DeMar DeRozan signed with the Sacramento Kings. Yo, man, I think that DeMar DeRozan is definitely going to help to shore up, their weaknesses. They departed ways with Harrison Barnes. They also added Jalen McDaniels, which I think is a good move. Malik Monk, agreed to return as well. So he, has a pretty sizable, contract for him that I think will have him play his heart out like he always does. So I think that Sacramento move is a really, really good move for D Rose. It really excites me. And again, in my opinion, I think that they'll return to playoff where we'll be lighting the beam out in Sacramento. Like the playoff years past. So it'll be interesting to see the season and how the West stacks up in general. I just think that it's going to be an amazing 2024-2025 NBA season, in my opinion. Next move, this one really excites me. DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray joins via trade with the Hawks, the New Orleans Pelicans. Um, I mean, they lost Valanciunas, and certainly DeJounte Murray doesn't show up the gap in the middle for Valanciunas, or that Valanciunas left. However, I do believe that he adds a scoring punch that they need. There's been rumors that, or it's been talked about, kind of much scuttlebutt on social and in mainstream media about the potential for them to move Brandon Ingram. And man, Bi is one of my favorite players in the league. I love this kid. His upside is so high. So hopefully they can figure out how to keep him, with that core group, because I think that they definitely have a very, very talented team. And with DeJounte Murray joining them, man, that's a lot of scoring punch. A lot of impact that they're bringing in. Hopefully Zion has another really, really great season and he can stay healthy, manages his weight and trains really hard and can avoid the injury bug, especially, man, because we saw him depart the playoffs in that series against the Lakers and not return to the game after he had literally, in my opinion, single-handedly put that team on his back, man. He put his Zion cape on and was like, follow me. And, man, they really made a good comeback, but Zion went down. So I'm happy about this DeJounte Murray move. Yo, Dallas, stand up, man. Y'all, woo, Splash Brother joins the Mavericks. I don't think that Clay is the same player that he was before the knee injury and the Achilles, man. But I think that Clay still adds a lot of value because he can still flat out hoop. He can get it done. I think that this fresh start for him, in my opinion, will be very, very good for his mental and also his physical. So I expect Clay to have what will probably be described as the season goes on as like a breakout season for Klay Thompson, given like his level of play over the last 3 seasons. Which I'm excited for Clay, man. I'm happy. So Clay literally, man, helps to strengthen that Dallas Mavericks team. He adds a bit of defense. He's not the same defender that he was, but he can still bone up, and he definitely adds an offensive punch that they need. Dallas lost. They lost Tim Hardaway Jr. To the Pistons in a trade to the Pistons. I didn't lose him, but he departed with a trade. And Derek Jones Jr. They lost as well. It was a very, very good and vital part of their offensive production last year and defense as well. But I think that Clay, brings value that won't we won't see Dallas trail off much. I expect them to make a lot of noise after this past year's finals appearance. I think they'll come in locked in, man, and Clay being added to their mix. Just makes them dangerous in that stacked Western Conference. And to one of my favorite off-season moves, even though he departed those Nets that I talked about loving, once upon a time or for many years, Mikal Bridges joins the New York Knicks in a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, yo. He joins his college teammates Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, a very stellar and now professional, or rather who should be considered a superstar, and Jalen Brunson, his former college teammates at Villanova, where they won championships. And even though they lost Isaiah Hardenstein, I love this pickup for the Knicks. I'm hoping that Julius Randle comes back, and the Knicks can actually figure out, how to incorporate him with his strengths, right, and to help to formulate an offense around the strengths of all these players together. You know what I mean? But certainly Julius Randle, I think, will be a very, very vital player especially because he has the size that they're gonna need, especially after losing Isaiah Hardenstein. But this punch that Mikal Bridges brings in, man, we know that, man, Mikal Bridges is a bucket. This dude can get it done. He can score with the best of them in this league. He ain't scared. His outside touch, inside touch, put it on the floor, take it to the back. Dude's amazing, bro. He's a very good basketball player. So I'm excited to see what the Knicks do. I think that the Knicks will actually make, um, in my opinion, a strong push toward the tops of the Eastern Conference. And I'm not saying number one seed, but I'm saying somewhere in the top three. I think the Knicks, will be in there. So that's my opinion. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, I don't care. Leave me your opinion in the comment section, and we can argue about it. I don't think we can really argue opinions, but it's just mine. I'm open to hearing yours, though. So really excited about that Knicks, gumbo that they're cooking up. Man, the Knicks are going to be very exciting to watch this season. I almost want to fast forward through the summer so we can get right into training camp talks and hear a bit more and see some preseason action, and so that we can get a glimpse of what's about to take place. One of the others that I'm super excited about is, took place in Oklahoma City. And you can see the young man Alex Caruso joined in a trade with the Chicago Bulls, or from the Chicago Bulls to Oklahoma City for Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey's, man, Josh Giddey's he's one of my favorite young players in the league because Josh can get it done, man. Josh added a lot of value. I don't think that many people give him credit for being an all-around player. He won a lot of parlays with Josh being very reliable with assists and rebounds. So you can always count on him, man, for, you know what I mean, like a solid 5-6 rebounds, 5-6 assists. You know what I mean? I'm not giving you gambling advice. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Might be something you want to keep in mind. But I know a couple seasons ago, Josh had he averaged 16, 7, and 7 or something like that, man. Very solid. So I did not want to see him leave Oklahoma City, especially because they were, again, the number one seed last season. And I felt like Josh Giddey, did a lot and brought a lot of value to that team. But according to the Low Post podcast with Zach Lowe, I thought maybe they had departed with him because of the controversy that he endured last year. You have to do your own research on the controversy, but I thought that it was because of that they moved him. But it turns out that they wanted to reduce his role and kind of figure some things out in terms of lineups and bring him in off the bench. And man, Giddey was like, yo, man, y'all got me up. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, I'm about to Giddey up out of here. And he got out of there. But the Oklahoma City, they were able to bring in Alex Caruso, which is a huge move, I feel like, for them. Alex is a very tough, gritty defender. He can score. He can go downhill, with that ball off the dribble and score, etc. Plays very, very good defense. Very, very good defense as well. So I think that the Alex Caruso pickup was a really, really good pickup for Oklahoma. The Isaiah Hardenstein, pickup as well. Like, man, I don't see them not being the number one seed again this upcoming season. And in my opinion, I think we are looking at a team that will at least be in the Western Conference Finals, and that will have a very, very strong opportunity to compete for a title in the finals next season. So that being the Oklahoma City Thunder. Last but not least, what are you doing to him, PG? Man, Paul George parted ways with the LA Clippers in a not very shocking move. I mean, he wanted to stay in LA. I really do believe. And I know that he's actually spoken about this on his podcast, but I haven't listened to it yet, even though the episode aired about a week ago. I have to take a listen to it. But it seemed like he really wanted to stay intact, or with that LA organization, especially given all the things that they have going on in terms of the new stadium and their potential, and that core group that he just really loved playing with, of LA folks. But man, he's headed into greener pastures, obviously in Philadelphia, to play alongside Embiid. And they also added Caleb Martin, you know what I mean, out of Miami, which I spoke of earlier. So I think that the core group in Philly is going to be, man, they're going to be tough. I think that this Paul George move excites me because it makes Philly stronger. Shout out to KJ Martin, who signed an extension. Kyle Lowry as well returned on a 1-year deal to give them some veteran presence and leadership. Very cagey veteran. Tyrese Maxey agreed to a 5-year extension, so he ain't going nowhere no time soon. And another one of my favorite players in the league, Kelly Oubre Jr., is returning on a 2-year deal. Congrats, Kelly. Get your money, bro. Super excited for you, man. Keep getting better. So, yeah, I think this Philly team is going to be this Philly team is definitely, pending especially Embiid's health, is going to be a tough out. You know what I mean? And I expect them to make some noise pending Embiid can stay healthy. The knock on him has been that, the brother gets banged up and he's just got one of those bodies, that doesn't allow him to stay healthy long. And Paul George is the same. He gets these little nagging injuries as the season goes on. And but I think that the Paul George combination with Embiid doesn't scare me so much, because I think that when one of them's out, the other one can be in, similar to I'm saying the thing that was happening with Kawhi. So at the least you'll have either Tyrese Maxey to have a running mate, if not all three, with at least Paul George, Tyrese, or Tyrese and Embiid. But God willing, man, the guys will stay healthy and they'll be able to get it done in Philly and get Philly back into that space where they're talked about respectfully as a title contender. I think that Paul George and this Caleb Martin signing, actually, and them keeping their core intact and making sure that they sign these guys to extensive deals to give them confidence going into this offseason definitely makes them a contender, in my opinion. A contender, yo. So, yeah, so super excited for that, man. Those are the moves. And, I feel like this 2024 NBA off season has been very exciting. Again, the off season, always offers a bit of promise, I feel like, and it just gets people really excited. And then there's this lull where we have to wait, months until we can see these teams in action. But I just kind of wanted to run through that here in this particular video and let you guys know what was going on in case you haven't heard. Let you hear my opinions around them also. And man, bring on the 2024-2025 NBA season. Again, my name is Cosmic. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Opinion Stated. Let me know if you're liking the new home studio digs. You know what I mean? I'll see you guys in the next video. Blessings.